Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Robert Paris and Chris Flaherty, Peter Brown with the weather, Matt DiMarzio with sports, and Ian Cacciola with the Community Bulletin Board. Thank you for joining us. A Maryland man is heading to prison after a 2014 Burlington incident that led to a Burlington police officer discharging his firearm in self-defense. Burlington Patch reports that Robert Hott Jr., 44, of College Park, Maryland, was sentenced to 3 years in state prison and a year of probation after pleading guilty to assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, assault with a dangerous weapon, receiving stolen property, negligent operation of a motor vehicle, leaving the scene of property damage, failure to stop for police, and resisting arrest in Middlesex Superior Court last Thursday. A charge of armed assault to murder was dropped by prosecutors. As reported on BNews on Monday, August 11, 2014, Burlington police arrested Hott after he was shot at by police officers and crashed into civilian vehicles on Cambridge Street. The incident began at the Burlington Mall, where a traffic unit came upon Hott's white minivan idling in a handicapped space with no driver inside. The officer ran the plates, which came back to a different vehicle. As the officer approached to investigate, Hott allegedly entered via the passenger side and sped away. Police gave pursuit onto Cambridge Street, where he struck a police cruiser and tried to run down Officer Scott Lauder, who was directing traffic. Lauder, fearing for his life, fired 2 shots from his service weapon as the suspect drove toward him at a high rate of speed. Hott swerved around the officer and crashed the minivan into 2 civilian vehicles. A mother with 2 children in one of the cars suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to Leahy Clinic. The 2 children in the car were not injured. Upon arresting Hott, police saw in plain view a stack of credit cards and several high-end boxed electronics in the minivan. There won't be any legal sales of recreational marijuana in Burlington, at least for a while. On Monday night, town meeting voted unanimously to approve a moratorium on the sale of recreational marijuana in town. The article called for a temporary moratorium on the use of land or structures for recreational marijuana establishments and any other uses or activities related to recreational marijuana. Text added to the article during the meeting also prohibited on-site consumption of marijuana and marijuana products to cover potential marijuana bars. The moratorium will be in effect until December 31, 2018, or 6 months after the date the state's Cannabis Control Commission finalized its regulations. Planning Board member Barbara LaRue, who has been leading the charge for the moratorium, said the measure was needed to give the town time to discuss and potentially draft zoning bylaws and regulations in the wake of the successful ballot initiative legalizing recreational marijuana last November. LaRue was asked if it was possible for the town to just outright ban the sale of recreational marijuana. She said it was something the town could pursue through a referendum, which would need to be on the fall ballot, 2018 midterm election ballot. A number of Burlington sidewalks will soon receive a facelift due to a warrant article passed by town meeting last week. The legislative body voted to approve a $1 million transfer from free cash to repair, repave, or reconstruct existing sidewalks in conjunction with road repair projects undertaken by the Department of Public Works. Selectman Chris Hartling explained the funds will be used over the next 2 to 3 years. The first portion of the funds will go toward completing the Bedford Street sidewalk project started last year. Hartling added this transfer may not necessarily be a reoccurring expense. The type of sidewalk redone on any given road will depend on its location. DPW Director John Sanchez said that there are 3 types of sidewalks up for consideration. Gateway roads will have concrete sidewalks with granite curbing. Collector roads will get asphalt sidewalks with granite curbing, and neighborhood roads will be constructed with asphalt sidewalk with asphalt berms. A couple of town meeting members asked if it would be possible to fill in gaps on roads that have sections missing sidewalks. Town Administrator John Petrin said such issues could be looked at, but he thinks they go beyond the scope of this project. That would mean creating new sidewalks and possible land takings and would require another warrant article. For 13 years, the Lab Collaborative has held a Special Olympics event for area students with special needs. This year was no exception, and the field at Lexington High School was full of young athletes showing what they can do. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford was there, and he has this report.
Recently, on the field at Lexington High School, young athletes from the Lab Collaborative, a program that supports and educates students with special needs, participated in a number of events in the program's 13th annual Special Olympics. The students range from elementary to high school age and are from the towns of Burlington, Lexington, Arlington, Bedford, and Belmont. On that day, everyone was having a great time as they ran races, threw softballs, and won medals.
This is like the day that they look forward to all year long. So for our students, it's just a day to be out and be, with other high school peers. It just gives them the opportunity to be in an event like maybe their brothers and sisters are in, and it just having fun and being involved in a sporting event.
It's just a complete day of celebration. All of the kids are participating in various events and activities. They're receiving medals, but most importantly, they're getting to hang out with their friends, their pals, their best buddies, and spending a gorgeous day finally outside in the sunshine, just getting some exercise and having fun.
An event like this is a lot of effort, and volunteer work is needed to put it all together. Fortunately, Paula says she had just that.
Each of our athletes has a buddy, so we have approximately 250 athletes and 250 buddies, and then we have extra volunteers that help out with Olympic Town, that help out with the food, and that are cheerleading, so they're all mixed in at start lines, finish lines, at the softball throw, and at the tennis ball throws.
I spoke to a couple of the student buddies from Burlington High School who were paired off with lab athletes for the day to get their take on the event.
And you're both with the PALS program, correct? Yep. So just talk about what you're doing here today.
I'm here supporting my friends, and I'm helping Zach. He's my buddy, and yeah.
I'm helping Justin and watching them have the most fun. Like this is the day they look forward to. They do all these activities through the year, but this is the most important day for them. It's kind of like their day to just do everything that they want to do, all the races they want, all the games they want to play.
And talk about, leading up to this, you probably were with them. What kind of excitement level or enthusiasm just to be out here today did you see?
When I walked in with Zach, he was singing and he was very excited. He was bouncing up and down, all excited to run.
And as far as, people, there's medals, we see that, but it just seems like that, no matter how people do, everyone kind of comes out a winner. Talk about that.
Justin and I stood over watching cheering people on for 20 minutes. He didn't even know who it was. They were just all excited for each other, clapping for each other, cheering each other on.
I also had a chance to speak to one of the Burlington athletes.
So I'm here with, just tell us your name.
I'm Zachary Myers. All
right, Zach, and I see you got a couple of medals. What did you participate in? What did you win?
I did the 4 times 100-meter relay, and I got 3rd place. And I did a 2-meter dash, and I got 1st place.
Awesome, very good. And just tell me, what's your sort of favorite thing about being out here today?
My favorite part is being with everybody and including my girlfriend Olivia. She's so nice. And it's so fun to be with everyone. It's amazing. I feel happy and excited. So
great. And any other words of encouragement to the other athletes here today?
I think everyone did a very good job. I think I'm here with Caitlin, my best buddy, and Aaron. And it's awesome. It was amazing. It's awesome.
Well, very good, and congratulations again on the medal. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Finally, the medals were given out. It seemed clear that everybody who participated was a big winner that day.
Oh yeah, everybody, it is. I mean, everybody's doing it. They have gold, silver, and bronze over there, but everybody's a winner. Everybody gets a medal. Everybody gets to participate. If they want to participate, they can.
Absolutely. You see the smiles on their faces. They're just so happy to be here, and it's great because they're here with all their friends, and thank goodness it's not raining as it has been. I think this might be the only day of the week that we get, but the sun came out for Special Olympics, and we're psyched.
At the Special Olympics at Lexington High School, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
Burlington's building department will have extra help for the next 2 years as we get prepared for the retirement of longtime director John Clancy. Earlier this year, Burlington Building Inspector Clancy announced that he would retire in 2019. In the wake of that news, the Burlington Board of Selectmen voted to put forward a town meeting warrant article for $130,000 for salary to add a full-time employee for the next 2 years. The reason behind adding an extra employee is with Burlington's current economic activity, the building department has a large volume of work. On top of that, during the next 2 years, they will be training a current employee to likely take over the top spot when Clancy leaves. Though the warrant article says that the funding is temporary, selectmen explained that the employee hired could stay on with the department. What the town would do is make them permanent after Clancy leaves, which, coupled with promoting someone internally to be the new department head, would get the department back down to its normal number of employees. Town Administrator John Petrin said that when the time comes, a decision will be made to either let the department drop back to 5 members or keep a 6th on board. He said if the volume of the work then is similar in scope to what is now going on now, it might make sense to keep an extra person on staff. Town employees who are active members of the military reserves or the National Guard will no longer need to use vacation days for training and other service responsibilities. Town meeting approved the adoption of a section of Massachusetts general law that gives town employees serving the country 17 days of paid leave each year. Burlington Veterans Affairs Director Chris Hannafin, who is a member of the reserves, explained that because the military members must pay for their travel, food, and lodging, they often use paid vacation days to ensure they don't have a personal loss for their service. However, that means a loss of time spent with family. Also, military members often seek jobs in fields like policing and firefighting, which are stressful, and using up vacation days to train in military exercises does not give them adequate downtime to properly rest. During town meeting, there was some discussion about information in the backup regarding the cost of providing health insurance to employees versus the benefits of hiring people who receive health care from the military. Some members questioned whether this was pertinent to the issue at hand. There was also a mix-up in the writing of the article referencing the backup materials. This caused some discussion about postponing the article until September session. A motion to postpone, however, was voted down and the article was passed by town meeting. Last year, the hardworking Burlington Middle School students in the Teen Light Club, every year they choose a worthy cause and hold fundraisers to support it. This year they are working to help children with cancer. BNEWS reporter Chris Flaherty has this report.
Over at Marshall Simons Middle School, a group of students works to make a difference in the lives of their peers. It's called Teen Light. The group is overseen by Marshall Simons Middle School teacher Cheryl Mantilla.
I started Teen Light and back in 2008 with my 8th grade classroom. It started when we read an article about community service and we started brainstorming ways that kids could make a difference for other kids. That first year, they decided that they wanted to raise money to help kids dealing with depression and suicidal thoughts and any sort of drug abuse issues. And that very first year, they raised over $10,000. And that's sort of what started the whole mission of kids helping kids, teens helping teens.
Since its creation, Teen Light has fundraised for causes such as depression, suicide, and autism. This year, the group is fundraising to aid childhood cancer.
We are specifically raising money for, there is a 2nd grade boy over at the Fox Hill Elementary School right here in Burlington who was just very recently diagnosed with a brain tumor. So we are raising money to help that family. And we are also raising money for a program through Mass General Hospital that helps kids with cancer.
We spoke to some of the students involved in Teen Light and asked them why they joined and what they have learned by being a part of the group.
We're doing childhood cancer, and my best friend Casey, her cousin just got recently diagnosed, and it affected her a lot, so I wanted to do something with that.
A big part of my life has been affected by cancer, so I wanted to join and make a difference.
I've learned that a community can just come together for a very worthy cause.
I learned instead of spending our free time on our phone going on social media, we should take that time and do something for others that will make them smile.
I've learned that just a small group of kids can really enhance school spirit.
It's important because there are a lot of people in our community that need help, and some of them are afraid to speak out to bigger groups that donate to them, and it's our job as Teen Light in a small community to reach out to them instead, and it really just gives them that help that they don't know how to find.
Finally, we asked Cheryl what she hopes the students can take away from their experience with Teen Light.
There's a few things that I really kind of envision as Teen Light making a difference. One is obviously any of the fundraising and raising awareness for a specific cause, but the other part is really sort of developing leadership skills and, the values of compassion and wanting to give back and wanting to kind of pay it forward. Teen Light stands for teen leaders inspired to give hope to teens. So the big things for me are I'm hoping that kids can be inspired, they can be hopeful, they can realize that they have the power to make a difference in the life of someone else.
This year's event, the Teen Light Walkathon, will be held on Saturday, June 3rd at the Town Common. Registration starts at 10:30. The day will begin with a 5K walk around town, with activities on the Town Common immediately afterward. Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.
Last year, Governor Charlie Baker signed a law naming May as the month of kindness, which was crafted by State Rep Ken Gordon and pushed with support from the group HELP. This year, Baker signed another bill naming the month of kindness in honor of late Senator Ken Donnelly. BNews reporter Robert Parrish was at the Burlington Senior Center for a celebration of the bill and has this report.
In October 2013, a significant fire destroyed people's homes at the Lord Barron apartment complex in Burlington. In 2016, Governor Charlie Baker signed a bill that was crafted by State Rep Ken Gordon, naming May as the month of kindness. Last week at the Senior Center, Gordon presented another bill signed by Baker, saying in the year 2017, the May is the Month of Kindness bill will be in honor of late Senator Ken Donnelly.
Last year we passed a law that names May the Month of Kindness, and by we I mean a group of kids from Burlington together with Help Us, an organization that was founded by Joyce DeLeonis, whose goal it is to help people by showing kindness to each other. And the group of children were the children who lost their homes or affected by the fire at the Lord Barron. So what we did was to show the appreciation for what Burlington did in getting together and helping the families at the Lord Barron. We created this new law. So every May, the governor will issue a proclamation naming that May the month of kindness. This year, in 2017, we and the governor decided that the most appropriate thing to do would be to name it in memory of Senator Ken Donnelly, which is what we did today. So we just read that proclamation in front of some of the kids who passed that bill. And we did it at the Council on Aging because Ken had a very special relationship with the seniors and the members of the Council on Aging. He came here every month. He explained to me how important that was, and so I come here every month because of what he taught me. And really, he taught me so much about being a good legislator. So in memory and in honor of Senator Ken Donnelly, we named May of 2017 the month of kindness.
Another honor was given to the late senator that day, the Bubba Stick.
Well, one day I was trying to figure out on our annual meeting, how do we recognize those who have made a major contribution, and I was on a trip in the south in Texas, and came across this store that was selling Bubba Sticks. And I said, yeah, that's a real, and they was explaining to me it's a hickory shaft, a solid brass handle, very strong, etc. And I said, you know what? A good leader needs a good stick to guide us through the morass of all the pitfalls. So I decided that would be the recognition of those who are true leaders in our organization. So people can earn their Bubba Stick by doing something very, very great for us.
This bill would not have been passed if it wasn't for the residents of the Lord Barron apartment complex and the generous help from the people at Help Us.
We had been working at Help Us and doing work within the community prior to this, and with the mission of creating the month of May as a month of generosity and kindness in the state of Massachusetts. And as things work out sometimes, it worked that the Lord Barron children were able to join us, and with Ken Gordon and Senator Donnelly, we were able to have the bill passed, and as they said, within a year, which is unheard of within laws like this. So it's been a wonderful journey for us.
The people of Help Us and Gordon hope the children learn something from this experience.
What I learned, and what I think the kids learned, is never let anyone tell you that you can't do something that you really want to do. If you want to do it, you may have to work hard to get it. It may be difficult, but that doesn't make it impossible. And these kids knew that passing a law making a bill become a law, is it's very, very hard to do. Most bills never become a law. Maybe 8% of bills that are filed each session ever become a law. It's hard, but they didn't give up. They knew, understood that it would be hard, but they did it. And so through their lives, they learned that we can do something if we really want. The other thing they learned is, you know what, you can fight City Hall. There's an expression, you can't fight City Hall. Well, that means you can't really, stop government, you can't really influence government. Well, they did. They made a law. And when they are adults, they're going to understand their vote matters when it comes time to vote, and their participation matters. So that here in Burlington, maybe this is the next generation of our town leaders who will come to town meeting, who will run for elected office, or who will volunteer for appointed office.
From the Council on Aging, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
A Burlington High School science teacher has been recognized for her work as an educator by a local organization dedicated to students and education. The Burlington Science Center said that it is proud to honor and highlight the career achievements of BHS science teacher Jill Graham with the North Shore Science Supervisor Association's 2017 Outstanding Science Teacher Award. Graham has been teaching in Burlington for 14 years on numerous topics, including biology, environmental science, oceanography, and general science. She has also taught on all levels, from basic instruction to AP. On top of her role in the classroom, Graham advises the Students for Environmental Action, a club at the high school. She also spearheads the recycling program at BHS and works with members of the community for recycling. Graham is also the director of the Burlington Evening Academy program. This program allows an alternative option for students to fulfill their high school requirements and diploma while working a full-time job due to unique family and personal circumstances. Her program fosters student success rather than seeing them dropping out of school. She also coaches the girls' varsity swim team. The Science Center says Jill Graham is a caring, dedicated, and quality science teacher, and we are fortunate to have her working here in Burlington. Okay, we've had a couple of hot days this week. See that trend, see if it will continue. We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown for the latest forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Ian Cassiola to see what's happening in Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the upcoming 7 days. Now, I've got to mention to you, we actually were a little bit off on our forecast at the end of last period. We saw some much warmer than expected temperatures. We actually saw some near record highs all over the Burlington area, temperatures in the mid-90s. So that was pretty much something, if I do say so myself. But as we start off our period on Friday here, looking at our almanac, this is actually going to be the day that we're having our annual meeting and award show at BCAT in the evening, so we're going to actually have some beautiful weather to start out with that. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s and with lots of sunshine, so it's going to be really nice out there. Again, we're going to be a little bit far away from those record highs that we saw a couple days ago, but we really have some, very nice weather coming up. And of course, as you notice right here, the best thing of all is look at how late the sunset is getting right now. We're seeing actually the sun going down after 8 o'clock now. So that's definitely a sign that summer is almost here. As we move ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days. As we get into the tail end of Friday and getting into Saturday morning, we're going to see this low pressure center that's going to be centered over southeastern Canada. This is going to send a cold front down our way from Canada, and this is going to bring some cool northerly and northeasterly flow into the Burlington area. So as opposed to those temperatures way up in the 90s that we saw a couple of days ago, we're going to see temperatures knocked way back down into the low 60s, if you can believe it. We've really seen definitely a seesaw in temperatures over the past week or so around here in the Burlington area. But this is also going to be sending around a couple of low pressure centers, very weak ones, as we move on to the next 7 to 10 days. And that's going to bring a chance of some spotty showers here and there, maybe a little bit as we get towards the tail end of Sunday, getting into the start of the work week. But really nothing much to worry about. But as we move ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about something that's going on with our drought. And actually, if you can believe it, the drought is over. So just like our headline says here, the drought is done here in the Burlington area and actually across all of Massachusetts as well. Remember, if we looked at this map about 9 months ago, You remember all of these dark red colors and even brown colors, talking about almost exceptional drought, was plastered all over the Burlington area, in fact, over a lot of Massachusetts. But due to the very, very wet winter we had and all the rain we've had this spring, the drought is now gone. All of the reservoirs have filled back up again, which is great news for anybody who's trying to water their lawns, and more importantly, their gardens and crops and everything right now. So that's absolutely wonderful news as we head in towards this summer. As we move ahead again, I'm going to show you a little bit about our temps and everything and our weather coming up for the next 7 days. Now on Friday, again, if you're joining us for the BCAT annual meeting and awards night, we're going to have absolutely beautiful weather on the red carpet. Temperatures in the mid-70s, so absolutely just a perfect May evening, that's for sure. Now, as you can notice here, getting into the weekend, I've been a little bit bullish on these temperatures. We may have a much stronger east wind coming into us here in the Burlington area, so we may only see temperatures in the maybe low 60s. And of course, maybe see some spotty showers coming into our area Sunday at the start of the work week. But look at this. We have some pretty average temperatures, some nice weather coming up after that as we get into the end of the period. Look at that on Thursday. Just partly cloudy skies and temperatures in the low 70s. So everyone, we've already had a real taste of summer the past few days here in the Burlington area, but get out there and enjoy this great spring weather that we're having and have a great week.
Hello, and welcome to your community calendar. First up, yo ho, it's a pirate's life for me. On Saturday, May 20th and 27th, the Disney store at the Burlington Mall will be having a Pirates of the Caribbean in-store event. Participants will get to hunt for the Trident of Poseidon. You will also get to meet the characters from the new movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. And the event is free. It will be occurring at the following time slots, 1:30, 2:30, and 3:30 p.m. The event is based on store's capacity and no lineups prior to 30 minutes before the event begins. For more info, visit disneystore.com or call 781-221-7130. Next, do you have what it takes to win the Burlington Summer Slam tournament? On Sunday, June 4th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., the Burlington Rec Department is having a Burlington Summer Slam at Simons Park. The Summer Slam consists of an 18-hole, 2-round tournament disc golf. There will also be field games including longest drive and best putting. If you are unfamiliar with the sport, staff members will be there to assist you if you do not know how to play. All who register will receive a disc golf player's pack, which includes discs, mini marker, and towel. Everyone is welcomed and the event is free. For non-residents, the fee will be $10. For more info on the event, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1695. It's time to lasso in your rope and get ready for a country-filled day of music. On Friday, June 9th at 7:30 p.m., the Burlington Concert Series presents the band Asleep at the Wheel in the Fogelberg Auditorium inside Burlington High School. Asleep at the Wheel is a country band that was formed in Paw Paw, West Virginia. The band has won 9 Grammy Awards, released over 20 albums, and has charted more than 20 singles on the Billboard country charts. The group has gone through myriad personnel changes. At last count, over 80 members had passed through their ranks. But 6'7" frontman Ray Benson has held it together for 4 decades, keeping Asleep at the Wheel a viable recording and touring concern and maintaining their devotion to classic-style Western swing. Everyone is welcomed, and tickets will range from $5 to $25. For more info and to get tickets, visit burlingtontheater.com or call 781-A-FUN-TICK. This has been your Community Calendar. I'm Ian Cassiola. Back to you in the studio.
The spring sports season is getting close to the playoffs, and the Red Devil teams are battling hard to ensure their spots in the postseason. We go now to BNEWS sports reporter Matt DiMarzio for this week's sports report.
Hey everyone, this is Matt DiMarzio here with your weekly sports report. Want some good news? We've got plenty. The boys track and field team won the Middlesex League Freedom Division Championship last week, beating Wilmington in a dual meet to put the finishing touches on an undefeated season. The Red Devils beat Wakefield 2 weeks ago in a dramatic meet that came down to the final race. It's been quite a spring for Burlington, who won the state relays and also finished tied for second at the league meet, finishing behind Woburn and tied with Lexington. The girls' tennis team is also a league champ with a 5-0 win over Wakefield on Monday. The girls put the finishing touches on a Freedom Division crown. The girls were undefeated against teams in their division this season. The softball team took a major step toward a championship, beating Melrose last week to avenge their only Freedom Division loss of the season. The Red Devils play Wakefield on Wednesday night in Wakefield and cut all but clinch at least a share of the title if they beat the Warriors. Now in the lacrosse fields, the news has been exciting. The Red Devils boys have already punched their ticket to the state tournament, and the girls, with the win against Wakefield on Tuesday, clinched their trip to the state playoffs as well. For the girls, it's been one of the most successful seasons in program history, led by a large group of veteran leaders. Finally, Rob Newton's boys tennis team is still in the hunt for a spot in the state tournament. If the Devils make it, which they are likely to do, it will be the 16th straight playoff appearance for the Red Devils under Newton. Without question, it's the longest stretch of playoff success in program history. More information will be available next week on the playoff and championship runs, including a report on the Red Devil baseball team, who are enjoying another successful run under Coach Dan Hirsch. That's all for your weekly sports report. I'm Matt DiMarzio, and back to you guys in the studio.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo shows some bibliophiles heading into the Burlington Public Library to scour the shelves for their next good read. It was sent in by reference librarian Shelley Sloboda, who says that what many people don't know is that on average 51 people come to the library every hour. Thank you for the photo, Shelley. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside, your own door, or even photos of your family members and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share, please email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, Chris Flaherty, Robert Parrish, Peter Brown with the weather, Matt DiMarzio with sports, and Ian Casciola with the Community Bulletin Board. We leave you now with some Burlington High School junior-senior prom, which was last Friday, and as is the tradition, the students gathered on the town common for photos in their finery. We were there, and we'll leave you with this look at the fun. Thank you.